UFC 299, Dustin Porier versus Benoit Denis, an amazing matchup. When this fight was first announced, I was leaning towards Benoit Denis. He's got 5 wins, all finishes. His only loss was short notice at a higher weight class against the Juicehead. He's on a streak, he's got momentum. But Dustin Porier's boxing is no joke. And if Benoit chooses to stand with him for too long, I can see him getting hit with a couple of shots, doing the chicken dance, and Dustin taking over and doing his thing. So I hope Benoit is wise enough to realize standing with Dustin is a dangerous game, and he only he, and I hope he chooses to stand with him only long enough to land a couple of good shots and then go for the takedown, go for a submission, and win that way. Not only this, but Benoit Denis' main weapon is the left kick to the open side. He does this against orthodox fighters, but now he's fighting a fellow southpaw in Dustin Porier. So with his main weapon taken away from him, I hope he is smart and capable enough to find another way to do the damage he needs to get the victory. And one more thing. One more freaking thing. I want to see more fire from Benoit Denis when he's interviewed, because when Ilia Topuria was interviewed during his fight with Volkanovski, he was just oozing with confidence and self-belief. He said he changed his Instagram to UFC champion before he became a champion. He said, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna knock him out in the first round, no doubt, in the first or the second round." Everything he did oozed so much confidence. Whereas Benoit, he's a lot more humble and self-effacing. Before this fight was announced, he showed a lot of fire. He showed a bit of trash talk, because after his fights, he would always call out ranked opponents. He said, "I'm gonna kill Gamrot." And he also called out Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier and Makachev. But now that he actually has a ranked opponent to fight, he's a bit more humble. They asked him, "Oh, you're the favorite for this fight. How do you feel about that?" And he said, "Oh, I was a -600 underdogs versus Gabriel Bonfim, and I won that fight. So just because I'm the favorite in this fight, it doesn't mean anything. Dustin Poirier is going to be really tough." And he seemed a bit more like trepidatious. And I guess it's because if he says, "Oh, I'm going to destroy him," and he loses, he's going to embarrass himself and look like a fool. But when Ilia Topuria was going to fight Volkanovski, he wasn't scared of that. Maybe because he absolutely knew he could and was going to deliver the goods and was going to knock out Volkanovski. Whereas Benoit is like, will I be able to deliver the goods? Maybe he does believe in himself, but he's just a lot more mild-mannered. But Sean Strickland was mild-mannered and self-effacing when facing Adesanya, and he still won, so we can't take much from that. But man, oh yeah, another thing is Dustin Poirier's ground game and submission game is no joke either. I don't know if I would say it's elite, because he got submitted by Khabib and Charles, so maybe it's like a level below elite. But Dustin was able to submit Michael Chandler, and both Michael Chandler and Dustin might have been able to submit all the people Benoit submitted. I don't know if that's definitely true or for sure, but it's a possibility. So I'm thinking that if Benoit tries to take down Dustin or go for a submission, if Benoit's submission game isn't as amazing as it appears, and it just seems that amazing because of his level of competition. And Dustin's submission game or ground game is better than we think. He could nullify or neutralize Benoit's submission killer instinct, keep it on the feet, do his boxing thing, and get the finish. So that has me worried a bit. I think that's a possibility. But when taking into account all factors, and taking into account that Dustin is coming from a head kick knockout loss, he's up there in age, I'm giving the slight edge towards Benoit Saint-Denis, but it's a difficult one, but I'm slightly leaning towards Benoit Saint-Denis. Like and subscribe.